Ever since it teed off in 1981, the Nedbank Golf Challenge has distinguished itself as a gathering of golf's greatest. It has captivated generations of golf fans and enthralled golf enthusiasts around the world.
Ever since I can remember as a youngster, on TV, this was the biggest, and still to today, is the biggest golf tournament in South Africa and on the African continent, appropriately dubbed Africa's Major.
NGC is probably the biggest tournament in the country, to be honest. There's so much fanfare, there's so much passion around it, there's so much interest. It's a legendary golf tournament that's been around forever.
Well, it all started with Mr. Saul Kersner. He had an unbelievable vision, not only to build a resort like this in the middle of nowhere at that time, being in partnership with Mr. Gary Player, designing the Gary Player Country Club. It was then decided that we wanted a tournament that is televised throughout the whole world. And putting up $1 million as prize fund was a huge attraction for us.
As Nedbank, we've been very fortunate to have been involved with this event since day one as a corporate hospitality partner. Thankfully, our leaders and executives at the time saw the vision and bought into it to support this magnificent golf tournament. We've been title sponsors of the Nedbank Golf Challenge since 1996, and till to this day, really proud to be associated with this event.
Nedbank has been with us for many, many years, and again, without them, without Nedbank, without Sun International, this tournament is not possible. It's an incredible team effort to bring this tournament to light, and we plan years in advance. When Nedbank Golf Challenge finishes this year, from December we're already starting to plan for the next year. And there's multiple teams that come together, and we have one goal in mind, and that is to produce a world-class event.
For 2 years we've looked forward to this, the return of the Nedbank Golf Challenge, and sharing in a legacy of major milestones for Africa's Major.
The Nedbank Golf Challenge is arguably one of South Africa's most iconic hospitality and sporting events. A lot of people don't know this, but the global broadcast reaches 540 million households globally.
And it's been deeply missed. You felt the void from the Nedbank Golf Challenge not being around the last couple of years because of the pandemic. And I can't wait to see what happens this year. It's an arena that's brought some of the best people, the best golfers, champions from around the world that have wanted to play here. Any golfer you can kind of think of that has that legendary status has played NGC.
This tournament is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year, and I don't want to give my age away, but when Nick Price won it in the early 90s is sort of my first recollection of this particular tournament.
The biggest highlight for me was in 1998 when Tiger Woods came to play the tournament for the very first time, and he was in a playoff with Nick Price, and unfortunately he lost.
I think of 2019, Tommy Fleetwood being the last winner here and how much of a great round he had. Lee Westwood before that, one of the biggest legends of the game. Brandon Grace before that, South African, absolutely putting on a stellar performance in a packed, arena as well. And it's amazing how people make this their mission to make sure that they come to Sun City. It definitely is a time as a golfer that you don't want to miss.
As part of our Nedbank Golf's Greatest Partner campaign, we've gone with the approach not to just necessarily look back at the 40 years that's been, but look ahead, what does the next 40 years pose for us? So the Metaverse allows us to, engage with golf fans in new ways and new formats, to innovate, to explore, to try and test new concepts with golf fans, whether it be specific content pieces made available in the Metaverse, or cool activations to especially attract the youth, which of course is the future of our Nedbank Golf Challenge.
40 years is relatively young, and hopefully we've built something that it goes strength to strength. And no doubt the relationship between Sun International, Sun City and Nedbank will be many, many more years to come.
For 40 years, this tournament has brought us all together as players, partners, fans, sponsors and organisers around the beautiful game of golf. And we can't wait to see where we go next.